All right, we're back. We're back, baby.
Hello, everybody.
Episode 7, dude.
Episode 7. Man, that's really crazy. Really crazy that we are on our 7th episode
On
already.
the 7th
Time
episode
flies.
of the American Fan Podcast. Does the viewership notice a little difference behind us? Ooh, we're becoming very professional in our old age. Check out our new mast. You can read it clear. It's kind of nice. I dig it. I like it.
I do like it. I like it very much.
It only took about 5 minutes of prep to get that right
And actually, guys,
before we started filming.
and actually another thing I want to add, it's actually not just a fan episode, it's also a fam episode because we are welcomed by yours truly,
Here
Morgan.
she comes. Here she comes.
So this is going to be a very interesting one. Can't wait for it.
And if you guys notice, it's probably adeptly and noticeably quieter on the set because we do film this in a barn, my barn, unfortunately, and the exhaust fan does not need to be.
No, it does not. It feels
So
very
you
nice
don't
in
hear
here.
that obscene and obnoxious humming in the background. I don't have my neighbor's dog barking yet. Let's not go too far, but
Yeah.
it's nice and quiet. We got a new form of lighting over here. We got a new mast. Things are happening here. American Fan Podcast is happening, brother.
Oh, yeah. And we were only
We're
going to get better
steamrolling,
from
baby.
here. Oh, yeah. So
Did you hear that echo? Because I yelled into the microphone.
Yeah, a little bit. It wasn't as bad as you might have thought it was.
Yeah. All right, let's get into it. Let's dig in. We're going to do some work today. We're going to dig right in. Movie talk, because I'm super excited. We haven't done this in a few episodes because we haven't had the opportunity for both of
Yeah.
us to watch.
And
the
there hasn't
same
been really
movie.
anything good or interesting to watch beyond that. Really, anything.
Yeah, no, you're right. There hasn't been a good lot of opportunity.
I think the last time I was truly interested, like I want to go see that,
was Ballerina.
was Ballerina.
Yeah, I agree with you. But we did go see an amazing movie. Totally surprised.
One
me.
of the best that I've seen. That easily, I would probably say.
Over the last year or so?
In the last year, this has definitely been one of the best
One
films.
of the best movies of this year.
Yes, it's in fact, if I can think of anything else, this it might even be the movie of the year. I can't think because we watched Ballerina, we watched Bad Guys 2. By the way, stay tuned for a video on that one, because Fletch hasn't watched it, and so on and so forth. What else did we watch this year, guys? No, you took us. Hold on, oh my
I
goodness.
can't remember. I can't remember.
Like,
But,
yeah.
but talking about Nobody 2, that was, in my opinion, it stunned me. It's probably in the last year at least, possibly longer. For me, it was the most stunning in terms of the experience itself. I went in there thinking it was going to be good. You know,
About like the first
maybe
one or something
slightly
like that.
above average, maybe on par.
Maybe
or
even not
close
as
to-
good as the first.
Yeah,
you know,
close
but still
to the
good.
first one, and I was totally blown away. It's one of the sequels, and
Figuratively and literally, by the way.
Yeah, literally, because I mean the fight scenes were just unreal in that movie.
The effects, especially.
Had a very John Wick. Correct me if I'm wrong. A very John Wickian, if that's even a word.
Well, it
Wickian feel to the fight scenes and the way they shot it. Correct?
well, it was made by the same people, so
I did not know that.
yeah. I can't tell you if it's the same director, but I know that the people behind the filmmaking of John Wick also did that movie.
Also, did Nobody too.
Also, 1 and 2, both 1 and 2.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
See? You learn
I can just
something new every day.
tell the style of like the writing and the humor of it. Like, for example, when they talk normally during some of the most violent situations, kind of like how John Wick happens when, like, it's, a great example of this is in John Wick 2 when John is fighting Calcian, Common's character.
Yes. I know who you're
You know
talking
what
about.
happens after their first fight is the hotel manager lectures them like, "Hey, no business on continental grounds," and they're both just like, "Gin, right? Yes. Bourbon, right? Yeah." After they just nearly beat each other to death, that was presented in Nobody 1 and Nobody 2. That is what happens. They'll be fighting each other. They'll have explosions going out. They're like, "Yeah, all right."
You know, every time we talk about a John Wick movie, I want to pop in a John Wick movie. I don't know why. It's just all 4 movies are so good.
I watched
the 4th
clips.
one is just one of my top 10 movies. Of all
Every week I rewatch John Wick 2, 3, and 4 clips.
A clip, right? It's not the entire movie.
No,
I wish we had time, but nobody has time for that.
But anyway,
like that lady at the.
We could talk about John Wick all night.
Nobody got no time for that.
Exactly.
That lady that was in the house fire, 20 years ago.
But as much as I'd like to nerd out about John Wick, today especially is going to be about how John. Here I go again.
Nobody 2. Yeah.
Nobody 2, and how great of a flick it was. I gotta tell you, when I went in there. I was like, this is gonna be solid. I think it will be a good movie, and I thought it would be a little more humorous because there's nothing more that I love about an action film than someone complain about the fact that they're on vacation, someone's trying to F it up. It's like they do this with Die Hard 5, and yes, even though it's not that great of a film, I do like it. I do like the whole. Like, dude, I'm on vacation. I think, and I haven't. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's been a long time since I've even watched one of these movies. I don't even think I've watched all of them. I think that actually happens in... Doesn't Lethal Weapon have an element like that? Where I think one of the complaints about, like, hey, I'm on vacation, someone's messing it up, or is that
It's not the original. I believe you're right. It's the 2nd or 3rd one.
Where they, like, hey, I'm on vacation, and then here everything's going on. Yeah. But, man, the fight scenes were brutal. Even more brutal than the first one. The villain was...
Which was Lindina, right? Sharon Stone is who played the villain in...
I'm not too familiar with Sharon Stone's, but if
Sharon Stone, the famous actress, Basic Instinct. She played the villain in Nobody 2. That was the lady with the slick back hair.
I was wondering why she looked a little familiar, but like
I wasn't
one of those people. Like, is there any other movie? Like, I know the name, but is there any movie that I should know her from where like makes her stick out or something?
Basic Instinct was.
I did not watch Basic Instinct.
That's from a while ago. That's her breakout role. She was in Total Recall with Schwarzenegger. She was in Casino.
I have not watched the original, but I did want to.
De Niro and Pesci. She was a famous role. I think she.
She was in Casino.
She was in.
That was
she
her?
won an award.
Holy cow! I forgot she was. I was wondering why I remembered her.
Famous leg crossing scene in Basic Instinct where she shows a little bit of vagine, like on camera. That's how she got her big break.
That's how quite a lot of actresses.
How many minutes into the show, and then I had to mention vagina.
That's okay.
It's okay.
We got the approval for the woman over here.
I just want to double check.
I have one, so it's okay.
I said it in a very.
Excuse me, guys.
Very informational way. It was not in a lewd or inappropriate way, but that's how she got her break.
Well, that is
where she's smoking a cigarette. She crosses her legs. You see.
You
see some beaver.
Well, it's funny how you mentioned that, and then I'll only dedicate like 30 seconds to this. That's one of the things that Scarlett Johansson was bitching about when she was starring in the newest Jurassic World movie, and she was saying that like, oh my god, I got famous because of the male gaze. Where I'm like, yeah, sometimes that happens. And we're not saying that
she's a stunning woman. Why would she be upset that people want to look at her because she's attractive?
Like, she should be grateful. Now, look, I'm not saying that she's anything more than that. She is. I'm sorry. Let me make sure that I'm saying the right thing. And what I mean is, it's not that she's not anything more than that. But the fact of the matter is sex appeal sells when it comes to women in the entertainment industry. Most people, like, did you really think that people were watching Terminator 3 because Arnold was the Terminator again? No, it was because the villain looked really hot. It's like, why do you think people liked, what's a good example? I can't even think. There's plenty of movies out there where a movie was successful because a lot of men liked how the women looked. Like, people like comment.
No, you don't have to sugarcoat it. I mean, it's the.
Wait, wasn't that why Baywatch was so popular? It was because of David Hasselhoff and Carmen Electra? Like, that's
Heather Locklear.
Pam Anderson.
Wasn't Carmen Electra? What was Carmen Electra known for?
Carmen Electra was in there.
Okay, so I'm not
but it
wrong.
was also Pamela Anderson. as well.
So was a plethora of the women, but it's like there was nothing wrong with that. But anyway, before I
The sex sells. That's it. It's just that simple.
But again,
it's okay. You
that
don't
doesn't
have to
mean that they're
placate or
only good for
sugarcoat it.
that. But I'm just saying that that's like, and actually, you know what's a good example, and I'll say this for
Magic Mike. That's another one.
yeah, Magic Mike. You know, I wasn't gonna say that, but that's a great point. You know, it was another movie that women went to see because of because of how the men looked. Thor.
That too. Step up.
Do you really think that most women were going to see Thor because they liked Thor as a character? No, it's because they found Chris Hemsworth hot. Anyway, it's funny how you mentioned it.
I think he's hot. He's a good-looking guy. No, you're not interested in Thor. No, you're gonna be interested in He-Man. He's gonna play He-Man.
He fits.
I
He
don't
fits the
find him
role.
attractive
Fits the role.
whatsoever.
He fits the role. But anyway, yeah, Sharon Stone. I was wondering why she looked a little familiar. She doesn't really stick out for me. It's not because I think she's a bad actress or anything. It's just because, you know, there are just some people that don't stick out to me.
She was very good in the movie. She played a great villain. It was very believable.
And then
Odenkirk is the main guy. He plays Hutch Mansell, who's he's the nobody, so to speak.
He's literally nobody.
He looks like a nobody, but I mean the dude is like a badass behind closed doors. Totally amazing, outstanding, very invigorating movie to watch. It moved along terrific.
And there was more character development in the movie.
Yeah, there wasn't.
I think
a
we
lapse.
learned more.
There wasn't a lapse. There wasn't a time where you were bored in the movie at all. So I highly recommend the movie. It's already up to date up until today. It's made $32 million. The original Nobody made worldwide up till now 57 million. So it's gonna eclipse the original.
I really hope it
really
does.
shortly.
I think
so. That's a testament not only to like how good the movie is, but I was astounded by that fact alone.
And you know what I liked about this movie
I couldn't
too
believe
was
that.
they weren't pushing a bunch of nonsense like unbelievable stuff. Like for example, I actually like the fact that Sharon Stone was the villain, and it's not because she's a woman or something. It's just I think they wrote her character like even I was freaked out with her a little bit, but that makes it believable. They're not
Correct.
like, oh, she's tough because women are just as equal in strength and
Had nothing to do.
gravitas. It's like, it had nothing to do with that. They just wrote a good story, and that's all you have to
And
do.
she played a good role.
And the wife. I can't believe I forget her name. I never took the time to fully,
That's
memorize all
okay.
the
I
names.
mean, the wife,
But-
all of the characters.
But
were
Hutch's
like,
wife, she's very good in the movie
Rebecca.
too. Rebecca.
Yes.
Oh yeah, Becca. He calls her Becca.
Yeah, that's.
But she was great too. But it wasn't because she took over the movie or so. It's because when she showed up and when she was important for the role, she did very well. I mean, it was a solid movie that I think deserves a lot more. And honestly, that's why it's not. It's selling. It's doing well at the box office, but why it's not making like John Wick or other movies box office levels is because I don't think it tries to. Doesn't try to go with the Hollywood curse that a lot of movies are suffering from nowadays. I mean,
Yeah, it was just a good. It's overall. I mean, I graded an A minus, which is a huge
9
grade.
at least.
Yeah, it's a 8.5, 9 out of 10. Highly recommend to the audience to go check it out.
Especially
it
go watch the
surprised
first
me.
one. The first one's great, and the second one was even better in all of our opinions.
Yeah,
So-
so highly recommend. Transition. We'll do a little bit of this.
Yeah, what's up?
We'll transition into like we were talking about Sharon Stone playing Lindina in Nobody 2. Bad Guy. She played it fantastic. She was really
Absolutely.
good. Kind of surprised me because that's not really her wheelhouse as an actress. She doesn't play bad guys per se, like in the history of her film career. But in terms of like bad guys, villains in movies, period. Do you have anybody that sticks out? For me, it would be Bane is my all-time favorite villain. Tom Hardy was the actor who played Bane. Dark Knight Rises, Christopher Nolan film. One of my 10 favorite movies of all time, but one of the main reasons why it's in my all-time top 10 is because of the fact that Hardy plays such a cool villain. I mean, even in the way they manipulated his voice, like
Yeah.
so he talks like very distinct. You know, you came back to die with your shitty. You know, like
I came to stop you.
I came to stop you.
You know,
So,
Bane
I
is
love
definitely
that character. Love that character.
Bane is a really good one. You know, he's very good. I will say, like, in terms of just portrayal of Batman villains, I do think he was one of the better ones. In terms of my favorite villains, I think my favorite villain of all time, off the top of my head, there's, you know, lots of great villains out there. Honorable mentions like Deathstroke from the Arrow TV series about Green Arrow, the superhero. I think Deathstroke as a villain was phenomenal. I would argue, actually, that's my favorite DC villain portrayal in a live action media. But my overall favorite villain, and it's in cartoon format, is Mark Hamill's Joker. I think he is the best villain you can ever have. Some of my favorite lines that he's ever said was like, I think, and I still live by this to this day, where he goes, you know, you know, you need a reason for every, like, I kind of like this monologue is, you know, they say, oh no, it's memories, like, oh, you know, we have memories that haunt you, they make you go mad, and you just wish you could we just wish we could forget a lot of them. But where will we be without them? Memory is what our reason is based on. If we deny them, we deny reason itself. And I'm like, so that's deep. And
deep, especially for a cartoon.
And I think one of my favorite questions in the same movie, by the way, it's an honorable mention from Batman: The Killing Joke. That's what it is. It's based on the Killing Joke comic book. Very dark and very good in both comic book and movie format. Another favorite line of mine from Mark Hamill's Joker is when he's fighting Batman and he has Batman on the ground, like, briefly because he caught him by surprise. And one of my favorite questions he ever asked was, it's all a joke. Do you have any idea how many times we've come close to World War III over a flock of geese on a computer screen? And I'm like, he's right. The world is so crazy, we almost went to war over some birds on a computer.
That's how fragile everything is.
And it's just like, and then everything else, like, just his philosophy and the way his role is portrayed in the Batman animated series, the Batman: The Killing Joke, or the Justice League animated series. I think that villain is the epitome of what a villain is. And half the time, it's because he feels like it, not because it's like... And I'm not saying he doesn't have reasons for being as messed up as he is and what leads him to that path. But then another favorite line of mine, it's not from Mark Hamill's Joker, it's actually from Heath Ledger's Joker, right. Which is... And I say this in regards to, like, boycotting companies or teaching companies a lesson for being greedy or being woke or something like that. It was from the second movie, The Dark Knight, obviously the only one that Heath Ledger was in as the Joker. And that's when he burns that pile of money, like all the money that the crime lords, and they're like, why are you burning the money? Like, this is not good for you. He's like, it's not about the money. It's about sending a message.
Correct. I remember that scene.
And it's like...
It's a great scene.
Joker, I think, is probably the best villain that we've ever had in most of cinema. But then another favorite one of mine is Thanos from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I think the way that Thanos is portrayed in both Infinity War and Endgame, because you can't compare Infinity War Thanos to Endgame Thanos. Now, while they're the same person and they have the same philosophy of eliminate half the universe to, you know, save the other half or something. One's like, oh, you're ungrateful? Well, I'm just going to destroy everything and I'm going to enjoy it. And I think there's something to be said about that. What about you, Morgan? What about your favorite villains, whether it's from a movie, a TV show, or something like that? Do you have anything for us on that one? She did this. She's like, I actually could tell you what one of her top 5 villains is. By the way, a favorite villain of mine too, but I'll let her talk more about it, is Vecna from the Stranger Things TV series. She put a thumbs up, so I guess I was correct on that one.
It looks like you were accurate.
Well, we both watched that show. We can't wait for the final season this year to air. So,
but yeah, give me a little Bane all day long. Just absolutely adore that movie. And the
Do you have
villain.
anything to say, sweetheart?
Victor.
Victor?
Yeah.
I'm having a brain fart.
You never seen it. It was a Nickelodeon show, but it was based in
What Nickelodeon show?
House of Anubis.
House of Anubis. I've never even heard of that one.
It's from England. That's why it was filmed in England.
Well, it may be filmed in England, but does that necessarily mean it's just an English show?
Yes.
French show?
There was only one person that was from Canada, one person from America, and one person from Spain. And everybody else was from England.
Oh.
Fun fact: the guy that played, I'm trying to think, Lancel from Game of Thrones was a main character in it.
Okay.